Hey guys, it's Lexi and welcome back to my channel. I am definitely on the way to hitting 100 books by the end of the year. I'm actually a little ahead of schedule, but we're a quarter of the way into the year and I'm a quarter of the way into my goal. This reading journal has come in handy, keeping track of just what I've read and my thoughts, so I will be referring to it throughout this video. Of course, reading is very subjective. Books that I love and give 5 stars to, you may not, and vice versa. I actually have had quite a few 5-star reads so far this year, so I think it's a very good reading season for Lexi. So instead of giving you a long-winded review, I'll just give you a simple whether or not I would recommend it, and we'll jump right in. The first one I read this year is The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. It's part of her thriller The Housemaid series, which is being turned into a movie. I gave this one 4 stars. I would definitely say go out and pick up this collection. It's one of her most popular works that definitely put her on the map as a thriller author. Number 2 is Flawless by Elsie Silver. It's a small town romance with like country infused into it. I gave 4 stars. It's one of the better books in the Chestnut Springs collection, so take that as you will. Number 3 is actually my first 5-star read of the year, which is The Teacher by Frida McFadden. It is a thriller with a lot of mystery and suspense. Kind of reminds me of Pretty Little Liars, but more dark and twisted. I loved it. I honestly wish this book was turned into a TV series. I feel like it could be. Number 4 is Heartless by Elsie Silver, part of the Chestnut Springs collection, and I gave 3 stars. It was not my favorite. I think it just didn't live up to the first one, so that's why I graded it so harshly. I don't think I would recommend it, but granted it's second in the series anyways, so like if you pick up the first one, you're probably gonna pick up the second one. Number 5 is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, which is a romance. It's part of the Part of Your World series where each character has their own separate romance plotline. So a 4-star review for this. I love this collection. I would definitely recommend picking it up, and honestly, Abby Jimenez never disappoints. Number 6 is One by One by Frida McFadden. It's a thriller and I gave it 3 stars, and honestly I probably would have given it 2 if I grading it now, but I can't change it. It just reminded me of like a really bad indie horror movie plotline that we've seen a million times put into a book, which sounds mean, but that's just how it felt to me. I do not recommend, but don't let that sway you from Frida McFadden. I still adore her, and I'm actually reading another one of her books right now. Number 7 is I think my second 5-star read of the year, which is Thick of Fog by Caleb Mason. It's a thriller fiction situation set on this island. There's just so much infused into this. I highly, highly, highly recommend it to anyone I meet, so definitely go give it a read. Number 8 is The Housemaid is Watching, the third one in the thriller series by Frida McFadden, and I gave 3 stars. With the Housemaid series, I feel like it just goes downhill for me. I graded like 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, and that's kind of a trend in some books, unfortunately. They just don't live up to the amazingness that is the first one. I definitely recommend the first 2, the third one, not so much, but if you need to finish a series, give it a try, because I understand finishing what you started. Number 9 is Ward D by Frida McFadden. It is another thriller. It kind of reminds me of One by One, a book that seems like it was a plotline in some low-budget indie horror movie. I just did not like it that much. It made no sense to me half the time. I don't know. I don't recommend, but like I said, don't let that sway you from Frida. I feel like it just didn't click with me, but for some other readers it will click. Number 10 is The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. I'm sorry, I was on a Frida kick for like a month, but this one I did give 5 stars. It is one of my favorite books by her, obviously, because I gave it 5 stars. It felt very unique and different. It doesn't feel like a plotline from any movie or TV series I've read rewritten. So I appreciated that, and I love it and would highly recommend. I think if you need a book by her to get into Frida books, The Perfect Son is a great one to start with. Number 11 is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, another little romance book. It's part of her Part of Your World collection. I definitely recommend. It's very cute and wholesome, and even though these books are predictable, it's getting there that makes it worth it or not, and this one definitely makes it worth it. Number 12 is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I gave this one 3 stars, which is kind of harsh, but I think it's because it just felt unnecessary, or it felt like it could have been half the length that it was. I'm still picking up the next book when it comes out. Do I recommend it? You're gonna have to finish the series, so it doesn't matter whether or not I recommend it, because if you're locked into Fourth Wing regardless, you're gonna read it. Number 13 is Do Not Disturb by Frida McFadden, another thriller. This one kind of felt like the Hitchcock movie Psycho. That one, but like updated and twisted a little bit. So 4 stars, I do recommend. I think it's one of her more underground books. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. It came out in 2021, so it's one of her more older works, but I think it still lives up to her name and her creativity. Number 14 is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. This is a sort of fantasy romance conglomeration mixed into one. I gave it 4 stars, and the next one is coming out soon and I'm very excited. I definitely recommend. It's unlike any fantasy romance I've ever read because it's not very heavy on the fantasy, but it's still an aspect in the story. So definitely pick it up. You'll understand what I mean when you actually read it. Number 15 is The Psychopath Next Door by Mark Edward. This is a thriller / suspense mystery and I ate it up. I gave it 5 stars. This is a book that's definitely going to put him in my radar whenever I'm looking for my next thriller read. I feel like it was so creative. It's unlike any thriller I've read. I feel like sometimes with thriller mystery books, it's a lot of the same plotline just redone, which I know I say that a lot, but it's the truth. And this did not feel like that. It felt very unique. So go give it a try. Number 16 is Exquisite Ruin by Adrienne May. This is a fantasy. It's a more new release. I got it on Goodreads in a giveaway. I gave it 4 stars and I would definitely recommend giving it a try. I'm desperately waiting for the next one to come out. It's different from anything I've ever read. It kind of is Greek goddess, god, power, magic, Percy Jackson combo. Definitely has spice. Number 17 is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is a fantasy / romance with spice for sure. I give this one 5 stars. I highly recommend picking up this fantasy collection. There's vampires, gods, fae, magic, different realms combining, evil kings and queens, and like a magic game. Go pick it up. It's one of my favorite fantasy reads to this day. Well, one of them. I have a lot. Number 18 is The Crash by Frida McFadden. It's one of her newer thriller mysteries. I gave it 3 stars. It felt like a quantity over quality type of publish. I don't recommend it, especially because she has other works that are much better than this, and that's all I'll say about that one. Number 19 is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. This one's by Carissa Broadbent. It's part of the other book, The Serpent and the Wings of Night, in her fantasy collection. It's the second one. I gave this one 4 stars, and I feel like it ended right where it needed to. It could have been better, which is why I gave it 4 stars, but I feel like with a lot of fantasy books, they end on sour notes, and this one did not. So I do recommend. I think you should give this one a try if you have not. Number 20 is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is a romance fiction type of book. I gave it 4 stars. There is magic involved, but it's not fantasy. It's set in like real world. There's no witches or anything, but there are some plot holes, which is why it wasn't a 5-star read for me like it is for a lot of people. However, it's very unique. I haven't read a book at all like it, so 100% go pick it up if you haven't, but don't ask me questions about the magic plot holes because I don't really understand either. Number 21 is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. It is a fantasy / spicy-ish romance. I gave it 4 stars. I would say go pick it up. However, don't pick it up if you're trying to get into reading or if you're in a reading slump. This one did take me a long time to finish. It took me a long time for me may not be a long time for you, but it took me 9 days and it has 615 pages. Read it for sure if you're not in a reading slump, but if you are, this one may not help because there's just a lot to take in. Number 22 is Jake Fox Ties That Blind by Michael Stockham. It is a thriller and I gave it 5 stars. This is a sort of legal thriller mystery and you're a bunch of different characters' perspectives trying to solve this murder. 1000% go pick it up. I think this one I may have won on Goodreads as well. It was a happy surprise. I was not expecting it to happen the way it did, and you would think with legal thrillers that all the jargon would throw you off. It did not. I understood everything and I felt like I was in that courtroom half the time. Number 23 is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is a very spicy romance. Unpopular opinion, but I gave it 5 stars. I know some people did not love it as much as I did. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's not everyone's cup of tea. There are some pretty graphic topics in it, so read any warnings before you dive in, but I loved it. Number 24 is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This is a fantasy series that I gave 5 stars to. I was not expecting anything that happened in it in such a good way. There were so many twists and turns towards the end. My jaw was open 100%. Please go pick it up. I do not hear people talking about this series and I wish they would. It's so underrated. This should have been more popular when it came out, but we can gift that to her now, so go give it a try if you haven't. Number 25 is Young Again by Dawn Troughton and Valerie McKee. This is a fiction with like a little bit of magic infused into it. I love this book so much I would have given it like a higher rating than 5-star if I could. I don't even know what to say besides the fact that it's magical and it's heartbreaking, and go read it, give it a try. Just, you won't even guess how it's gonna end. Number 26 is Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. This is part of her fantasy duology Crimson Moth series. I gave this one 4 stars, and I would say go pick it up. I think it's a great way to end her Crimson Moth collection the way that it's ending right now. I love it. I think it could have ended a little better. Regardless, it is a great way to get out of a reading slump, the Crimson Moth series. You're not going to be bored. I think you definitely just need to give this a try. If you've been apprehensive, you're not going to expect half the things that happen. Some of them you will, but you just are rooting for the two lovers too much to care. Number 27 is The X by Frida McFadden. It's a thriller that I gave 3 stars to. I wouldn't recommend just because it didn't feel as creative to me. It didn't feel as new or fresh, but it is one of her older works. It came out in 2019, so I guess that maybe goes hand in hand with it. That's all I'll say. Number 28 is Bunny Story by Emily Henry. This is one of her new romance books that just came out, and I gave 5 stars to. Go read it, please. There's a reason why there's 2 million reviews of it on Goodreads. It's very popular for a reason. It feels very raw and real and relatable, and that's all I can say. Go pick it up. I promise it's not overhyped. It's perfectly hyped. And then the very last book I read was The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni, part of her fantasy duology. I gave this one 4 stars, and I just downloaded the next one on my Kindle, so I will be reading that after my current read. This is such an amazing fantasy series. Each book sort of ends on a cliffhanger, and like every other chapter is some new shock or new twist that I was not expecting or was not foreshadowed. So with that being said, I think it's definitely worth a read. If you've been apprehensive about it, or like me where it's been sitting on your Kindle for like 6 months, just open it. I think that brings me to the end of my little recap. I've had 10 5-star reads, which is impressive for me. I was not expecting that much. I've been grading harsher, so maybe that's a good sign. That just means I'm having a good year of reading. I'm trying not to DNF anything this year. It's okay to do if you do need to DNF, but if there's a book you just know you may not enjoy and you're trying to hit a reading goal, I don't know. I say that and then we'll see. There's like a couple books that have been sitting in my cart for forever, and I just have a feeling when I try them, they're not gonna hit like I'm wanting them to, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm close to filling out the rest of this. I have to put it on display because I've worked so hard on it. Okay, so here's my little bookshelf that I've been coloring. And then this is where I color like individual books, and then this I need to finish, but it just kind of keeps track of how long I spend reading each specific book. And then I also have, you would think it's the same as the index, but this is just where I document all the books that I've read. There's a separate section for my 5-star reads, and then the very front is the index. It's been a good year so far. We'll see what this next quarter of the year holds for me. If you've stuck around to the end of this video, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.